Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play another Yandere Dance and Found style called Roses and Thorns with a Yandere vampire. Let's begin. The snow fell from the sky like elegant white ballerinas, while its icy touch caresses my skin. I can remember the last time I had been so high up in the forbidden Alps. Or the last time I just rested alongside a tree and appreciated the breathtaking views of the mountains. I used to bring my sketchbook along to study the wildlife, failing miserably to capture their beauty while sipping on some nice warm tea and relax in the embrace of my thick woolen coats. It all seems like a dream now, a dream that became fainter and fainter as the years trend on. I could have stopped then. Not when I had too much to lose, not many people to please, and too many things to see before my early grave. How do we know we're going to die early? Despite how clear and majestic the snow looked, it had the ability to kill, and I did not want to become the next victim. Not yet, at least. The mountains seemed to have stretched on for thousands of miles, inhabiting the same old trees, rocks, and occasional skittish rabbit. It had been so long since I seen anything that wasn't covered in a heap of cold snow and ice. I wondered how my family was faring. Had they fully recovered from their wounds inflicted by the devilish forest fire, or had they succumbed? Had they fallen to them like mournful winters? I wonder how my family was faring. Had they fully recovered from their wounds inflicted by the devilish forest fire, or had they succumbed to them like the mournful sinners? The thought of it sent a chill down my already frozen spine. I used to live in such a confidential and quiet life, like my peaceful little village, where the most eventful thing ever happened was a street rat stealing the smallest piece of bread from Mr. Field's bakery while he was trying to feed his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kids. When all my best... Oh, he was trying to make pizza with the bread, where all my best friends were people you've known since birth, because there was only one school in the entire village. Where the closest neighbors felt like billions of miles away, so far that you probably never get to visit. That village was my whole life, my whole world, my only world. But everything is just so different now. Being one of the only young, healthy adults that didn't die or become wounded as a result from that wretched fire, it became my responsibility to seek out aid from our sister village 1,000 miles away. My nice, simple world unraveled before my eyes, my very eyes. It made me realize that I truly didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, that my life was on the same level as a random squirrel or rabbit. Death truly doesn't judge, and I have to avoid him for as long as I feel as though my time would run out at any given moment. Well, I think death, now I understand why we think we're going to be in an iron grave. So I better use it sparingly. The snow falling from the sky that was once calming and considerate, now a war of violence outburst in icy drill. It started coming down so hard to the point that all I could see before me was pure white. A blizzard was at foot, and I had nowhere to call home. My layers of thick clothes were proven worthless by the sharp winds, and my face and hands felt as though they were to fall off from frostbite. Yeah, with a blizzard, yeah. I can understand that. Was this really how it would all end? My heroic journey of saving my sweet village ending with me being another unfortunate soul claimed by the house? How pathetic of me. A little snow and ice, and I already crumbling under my own weight. Perhaps Death has finally lost patience for our little game and wants to claim his prize. At least one of us gets what they want. I think I see a light, but then I saw it, a bright yellow light in the distance, like a guardian angel that felt so far away, yet you knew they were there, watching over you. Where there's a light, there's a house. Perhaps Death will not get his way today at all. After all, not today, Sin. Despite my frozen body being on the verge of shattering into the billion pieces, I flurried on towards the distant light, hoping that the angel continued waiting for me. Ah, so close. So close. I couldn't give up on them. They were waiting for me, my friends, my family, all of them. I tired of my life being nothing more than an insignificant plaything for the gods above. I will save them, even if it kills me. Just don't kill me yet. Almost, there. What happened? Well, we're in the fire. We're in a house now. Or a castle. Besides me, set a brewing fire. The sight of its majestic flames dancing around in their warm red aurora assured me that I was safe from the storm outside. It was also, however, puzzled me as I sat in a large, comfortable chair covered with what appeared to be animal fur blanket. As I looked around my strange new location, I realized I was in a castle. I'm gonna say castle, for it's all had very gray walls and stone, and a ceiling as high as the heavens with intricate stained glass windows. Yeah, definitely a castle. Whoever lives here must have been quite pretty. Have quite the pretty penny. It's bigger than all the houses my village combined. As much as I hate to unravel this wonderful blanket, I had to figure out where I am at once, and perhaps thank my savior while I'm at it. As I stood up from the chair, I saw a spear of pain jolted my arms and legs, sending a quiet yet anguished yelp from my lips. The frostbite must have had a feast on my body. With a limping leg and shivering hands, I invented I invited myself into the long hallway. Invited myself into the long hallway of the castle. I'm gonna say castle because it's easier to pronounce. It was as long as it would have taken me days to find the bathroom in that place. But still didn't give me any answers to where I was and who this place belonged to. It's dark in here. Would it kill them to put on the few candles? It looks heavenly. I would stay here. This place is massive, yet it feels so small at the same time. I can't imagine anyone calling this place a home. Hello, is anyone here? Hello? Gosh, where is everyone? Meow! What the? Kitty. Yeah. Well, aren't you just the cutest little thing I ever seen? May I pet you, precious? Meow. I know they say black cats bring bad luck, but who could say that when you have a precious face like that, you deserve all the scratches? I have a black cat. It doesn't bring bad luck. It brings some mischief, but that's it. And you're just a little kid. Where's your mama? Meow. Meow meow. I think she wants me to follow her. So I am going to follow the kitten. Hey, hey, way up. Oh my, that little thing is quite fast. Where did she get to? Oh wow. Within the center of the outside courtyard rested beautiful rose garden. Its bright red colors and the delectable aroma flooded my senses. All memory of my previous mission faded away. There was something so charming yet secretive about the garden like this. A garden like it had many stories it wanted to tell me, and I wanted to hear every single one. I didn't know what got over me, but I felt a sudden urge to pick one up from the roses. I slowly walked closer. Picked one, urge to pick one of the roses as I slowly walked over. Reaching down cautiously, my fingers intertwined with the strong stem of a nearby rose until the familiar feeling of pain had returned to my fingers. Ouch! We got a thorn. Damn it, thorns! Damn it, Brave, for not remembering there was thorns. Guess never, every rose has their thorns. Crimson escaped from the skin of my fingers, and I scrambled until trying to find something to stop the bleeding. It's quiet, too quiet. If there's anything that being out in the wild for the last few months had taught me, is that when it's quiet, there's something out there that doesn't want to be seen. We're on a journey. And if something doesn't want to be seen, it's hiding from a predator. Or it's a predator waiting for its prey. Or is the predator. Yeah, wait. It's a bush. And over there, in the bushes, what horrendous creature will I find here? The kitten? Meow. Yes. That's not a horrible creature. It's an adorable creature. Oh, it's just you, precious. A little hunter you are, I see. I'm freezing. Let's go back inside. Ah! For a brief second, my eyes show shock. I had walked into something tall and strong. A wall, perhaps? Or a human? But instead of feeling the aching sensation of a pricked finger or frozen lips that I had gone so used to feeling, all I felt is that moment was a tender embrace. An embrace that was so soft that I felt as though I was the one comforting them instead of the other way around. Hey, what's going on? Forgive me. I didn't mean to startle you. I see that you were admiring my roses. They're quite a sight, aren't they? Before me stood a tall, handsome man, his skin as pale as ice, yet his eyes were warm. He had a well-kept hair, similar to that of a nobleman, and a strange pointed ears. Was he the owner of the castle? Because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Who are you? Yeah, they are. Who are you? Oh my, where did my manners run off to? My name's Lord Victor, Oscar Ravros the Third. But you could just call me Victor. The man stared at me with a curious smile, as if he awaited something. There was a certain longing in his eyes, as if he hoped the second his name fell from his lips that I would have given him some sort of reaction. like knowledge of what his name is, or that he's clearly not human. With the ears, you could tell. But once, because he's a vampire. Because I mean, it is a Yandere vampire game. But once he realized that wasn't the case, his guard dropped only for a mere moment, and I caught a glimpse of his sorrowful expression before returning to a simple smile. Come on, you're not happy that you're not ecstatic that we didn't run. You're just sad that we didn't run. And you, I wish to know the name of my new companion. What is your name? Yan, of course. It's Yan. A beautiful name for such a beautiful girl. Meow. I just like to do the cat voice. The cat's eyes brightened when she noticed who I was, and playfully walked between my legs, meowing for more pets. Who I was? I'm the same person that's been talking to you. I see you already been acquainted with my new pet, Amorous. A pet, huh? I'm guessing you're the owner of this place. I'd love to meet your family. Family? Unfortunately not. Not for many years. It's just Amorous and I against the world here. My apologies for assuming. It's just that your home is quite big. It must get lonely. You don't know the half of it. Oh, my dear, you're hurt. Are you alright? Victor gently took my hand, examining the now dried blood from my earlier confrontation with the abrasive rose. He had concern written across his handsome face, but there was something else about it. Hunger? Yeah, hunger. It is a hunger, a desire to finish the work of the rose had started. For a second, it looked like he would do just that. Well, his eyes give away that he would. But after a few tense moments of silence, he walked away, yet still gently holding my hand. Let's go inside so I can get your finger trade. The snow's really started to calm down too, and your poor body must be recovering from that nasty case of frostbite. Are you hungry, my dear? Because I'm starving. Dun. It was dark outside by the time Victor had called me for dinner. The blizzard had started up again, despite taking a break earlier. It was now stronger than ever. Its frightened howls intruded upon the castle silence. It's definitely a castle. The dining room was quite large, which was not surprising at this point. The elegant white chairs contrasted well with the raging fireplace, created a mysterious yet calming aura. It was also way too long for supposedly one person. I couldn't help but wonder if this place had once been a room full of music, laughter, and happiness. If that would be true, it was now a shell of its former self. Boy, the blizzard really has a vengeance against the Alps. I hope it dies down again soon. My body's still so sore, but I can't just keep lying around like I'm royalty or something. I have a mission to do. At least Victor doesn't mind me staying here for the time being, and it's so nice of him to make me dinner. I'm starving. Ryan, I'm so glad you decided to join me. Take a seat. Dinner is almost ready. Good. Glad I could be here. May I ask you what you made? It's ancient family recipe, passed down from generation to generation. I hope you like it. Sounds delicious. I can't wait. Eek! Dead rabbit. You just kill. Did you just kill kill Bugs Bunny? How doesn't that? Now doesn't that smell good? It smells like something rotten. It smells like something. Dead rabbit, my favorite. Oh, my darling, are you alright? Your face is so green. Are you getting sick? Is there anything more wrong? Did you cook it, Victor? What do you think is wrong, Victor? What do you think is wrong, Victor? Oh, a knife and fork, of course. How could I forget? I'll be right back. Meow? Your master's quite the eccentric cook. Cats eat dead rodents, right? Want some? Meow, meow. Transition. What do you take me for? Here you go. Here you go. Knife and fork for your disposal. You're supposed to cook the food. I know you're a vampire, but you're supposed to cook the food for humans. Thanks. So, Wyan, I know that's not any of my business. So, Wyan, I know it's not. No, that's not any of my business, but I have to ask. Why were you so far from up the mountain, especially without any companions? You would have been a goner if I hadn't found you out there in the blizzard earlier. Wait, you found me? Oh, yeah, you kind of did because we blanked out. I know it was pretty reckless of me, but I couldn't afford to lose any more time. We walked to your house. You see, my journey serves an important purpose. My village burned down a couple months ago. I already lost so much precious time just traveling through the Alps. I'm not sure what caught over me in the moment. I was never one to get emotional, even the moment called for it. Even if a moment called for it, I just couldn't stop thinking about them. My family, my friends, everyone I've ever known. The thought of being too late, it made me shed the first tear ever since leaving home. With the fact that I probably would have gone the opposite direction. I'll be Zorro. I'm a failure. Oh, look at me, crying like a child. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. Victor's eyes immediately darted from his plate. To meet my teary eyes, he seemed shocked by my statement, as if it was the biggest lie he had ever heard. Cautiously, he moved his chair closer to mine, and lightly caressed my hand with his in a smoothing manner. That's not true at all. You braved the mountains, probably running into death every corner, and all but yourself, no less, just to save a few people from a small, insignificant village. They're not so insignificant to me. There are people in this world, no matter how powerful and brave they claim to be, that wouldn't dare do what you did, especially to help others. I won't have you talk about yourself like that again. I will not tolerate any more lies. Wyan, I think you're the bravest person I have ever met. I appreciate that. Your careless caresses had long since ceased, and instead he rested his whole hand on top of mine. The way it was covering, but I was able to sense his intentions. Is he trying to hold my hand? Thank you for answering my question. I'm sure you have some for me too. Go ahead, ask me anything you like. Okay, I'm gonna ask him about Amorous because, hey, kitties. Here's one for a trip down memory lane. You simply must tell me how you were able to snag yourself such a darling like Amorous. Gosh, when was the last time I met that little... When was the first time I met that little thing? 6 months ago? A year? Wait, just a year ago? I can't imagine living life without her at this point. I do, however, remember the day I found her, as it were yesterday. It was a cold night like this, and stars snowing. showing signs of dangerous blizzard. I had lived in the Alps for so long that I was able to craft myself a familiar path that I took any time I wanted to take a night stroll. One of the landmarks I often encountered was a sliver that crossed over with the aid of stepping stones. However, that night was different to most. As I made my way over the frozen river, I kept hearing a soft noise, meowing, like a sound far from distant distress. Distressed, I jolted my curiosity and looked within the river, trying to find a source of the strange sounds I kept hearing, and that's when I saw her. A sweet black newborn kitten tied up in a plastic bag, who still had her eyes closed. She was almost the cutest thing. Okay, so it's normally a medieval setting if we have a plastic bag. So why didn't we go in a car, get a car and drive? just thought, food for thought. Plastic bag should exist. She was meowing so softly, and she was almost probably seeking her mother. At that moment, all I saw was red. What kind of monster would abandon such a sweet little thing, especially when she needed the most? It made me sick to my stomach. But she seemed so content, meowing sweetly and playfully, twisting around in that bag. Such a misfortune bestowed onto, yet she still chooses to sing a tune of happiness. Yeah, okay, I would say tune of happiness would mean she was purring, not meowing. Meowing, she could have been going and being distressed. I couldn't just leave her there. I'll be no better than the pathetic excuse of a caretaker her last one was. So I took her home, and by miracle, she survived. And because your eyes were closed, you had to hand feed her, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. That day, I made a choice to call her my own. I never regretted it since. After I had a cat that was too young, and we tried to, when we got him, maybe a week too young. And we tried to hand feed him. He ended up just being able to eat the food, but he didn't like being hand fed. She was all alone. He lived a long time too. Just like me. But now I won't let anyone hurt her. I love her too much for that. That's a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing it with me, Victor. Thank you for listening, my dear. I'm gonna stop asking questions. I think that's it for me. Thank you for dinner, I guess. You said I think that's it for me. Thank you for dinner, I guess. You said my room is right down the hall, right? I'll see you tomorrow morning. Then good night. Good night. And Ryan, thank you for tonight. I mean that. Sweet dreams. Remember falling asleep almost immediately when I climbed into the warm silk sheets of the guest room bed. The woes of the day had become as distant as the memories of my village and the frozen body. My frozen body finally gained some resemblance to peace. Heavens knows it deserved it after all it had gone through. But in the middle of the night, I woke to the sound of strong winds against my windows, the blizzard raging on. I couldn't fall back to sleep, no matter how hard I tried, so I decided to get up and walk around the halls. To tire myself out, perhaps visit Victor's room to see if he too struggled to sleep. I'm positive this is the door to Victor's room. I wonder if the blizzard woke him up too. Such a big house and no one to share with. I bet he gets lonely. I know the feeling. I haven't had the pleasure of talking with someone for a long time. I guess I saw a part of myself in him. I want to see just how similar we are. Psst, Victor, are you awake? Victor? Hello? He's not here. Strange. He's probably just roaming the halls like me. I really shouldn't be in here without his permission. I better... Oh! Ow! Stone floors do not make for cushioning landing. I think I just tripped on something. Destroy things? How ominous, though. Although, I never thought I'll feel any sort of intimidation from a shoebox. I wonder what's inside. No, it's none of my business. This is going too far. I'm sure one peek wouldn't hurt, right? Let's open it. Open. I bent down ever so slowly in order to examine the box. The box itself was unassuming, but yet it contained contents were far more than what meets the eye. I just wish I realized that before. The box contained 4 key objects. An envelope with a rose crest. A photo of Victor with a mysterious woman. And a hand-stitched teddy bear. A fascinating yet particular combination of items. I wonder what's inside the envelope. A poem? The cruel devil of destiny appeared with the lens of my reality. A dutiful man of word he was, unscathed by religion. How my flower lost his color before his promise, and how my word became bone, tired and weary. He sent many dozens of mortals with whom had blue and yellow claiming to bring prosperity to my destroyed domain. They in return destroyed. Petals to thorns, halos to horns, all the wretched masquerades that could not seduce. All sent by the fiery pits of heck, wrapped in a cloth of red beauty. My fair rose may never grow again, but the thorns will shred. I was never much of a literature whiz. Why do people need to talk in such riddles? Because it's a masterpiece. This may be a love poem, since Victor mentioned that his favorite form of this is his favorite form of poetry. That's not the whole lot to go off of. Who's this woman? A friend of Victor's? Or perhaps more? There's a whole bunch of symbols in the photo corners. I think it's a plaque. A swallowtail butterfly. Remember now, those Pacific butterflies represent something. Death. Aw, so cute. All I had as a toy growing up was a wooden barrel. And a bad one at that. So many splinters. And look at his rose-colored bell. Such a little gentleman. Oh, and there's something attached to him. May our future be blessed with more memories. May our futures be blessed with more memories. This key must open a door somewhere here in the castle. Who knows how long that might take to find. I went snooping, and I even more confused than when I started. Oh no, I hear footsteps. I can't let Victor find me in here. He'll farm me out in the blizzard for sure. I gotta find a place to hide. There in the escape from your prison once more, I see. I should have burned you a long time ago, turning to a speck of meaningless wood and a merciless fire. But yet you're still here. I only have myself to blame. It drives me to sanity, you know, all of it. How can something so nightmarish be my dream? How can my best decision be my worst mistake of all at once? My dear, why do you hurt me so? Did I do something wrong? Was I not worthy of your love? Why have you bestowed such misfortune on me? Damn it. Please just tell me why you hate me so, and why I still love you even after all these years. Well, I truly have gone mad, I presume. I felt only a few measly seconds of relief when the sound of footsteps echoed once more, coming closer to my hiding spot. Was he aware that he was not alone in this room? I couldn't tell anymore. I felt soft breathing on the other side of the cupboard door. He was so quiet. It felt unnatural, like a prayer working in for its next meal. It knew the power it held over these weaker than it, and Victor, he knew that. But he reveled in it. I'm so no longer that foolish boy that I once was, and I never let my mistakes rule my life again. I'll be better than him. I want to make this up to you, because, my darling, this time will be different. The sound of footsteps started again, becoming quieter and quieter as it walked down the lonely hallways. I cautiously climbed out of the cupboard and waited for any deception or tricks to catch me red-handed, but it was only the sound of the wind against the window that filled the room. Okay, now I know something seedy is going on here. I already caught up with one problem. I don't need another one. I should get to bed, but maybe I should take one of these items, just in case. I feel like sticking my nose where it doesn't belong again. Okay, let's take the photo. What secrets can a little photo hold? A lot more than I bargained for, probably. I slept uneasy for the rest of the night, the feeling of vulnerability, clouding every inch of my mind like a terrible flirtation. The feeling of being watched. Morning came quicker than I anticipated, but it had a pleasant aroma to it. The blizzard had finally retracted its pledge of war on the Alps, and the sun reappeared after being gone for several months. The morning wasn't the only thing spotting a smile and a skip in its step. Victor was sitting down at the dining table across from where I was standing. When he noticed my presence, his face lit up like a fire in a white out, and he gestured for me to sit down next to him. Amherst was resting by his feet in a deep slumber. She looked so calm and peaceful, like the world couldn't lay a finger on her even if it tried. I missed that feeling. Good morning, my dear. I hope you had a good night's rest. Dream anything interesting? I can't let him know about the box or the items I took. Who knows what he'll do to me? Not that I can blame him. Don't worry, Wyan. Act natural. No, nothing. Nothing interesting going on here. Why would you think that? It'd be wrong if you thought that, because there's nothing that's interesting. Nailed it. Oh, good to know. I was just about to make breakfast. Would you like me to make you something? No, thank you. Thank you. I'm not hungry. I was not hungry for a dead, fully intact rabbit last night. I'm not hungry for a dead, fully intact rabbit today. Yeah, we're not gonna eat a non-cooked rabbit. All right then, your company enough makes my heart sing with glee. Tell me, my dear, what are your plans today? My hands started to shake, and my mouth suddenly became dry. I was worried to tell him in case he would have a bad reaction. I just went for it as soon as he asked. I feel much better. I think my body has recovered from the frostbite. That's wonderful. Yeah, I think it's time I head out and continue my mission over the Alps. Your hospitality has been nothing but amazing. I'll be dead if it weren't for you. So thank you. But it's time for me to go now. Victor's pupils instantly turned to crimson red. A piece of gaze into my soul, replacing his kind eyes. The grip of his mug tightened, and I thought it was about to shatter into a million pieces. He's not happy about that. How unfortunate. Are you sure you're feeling better? Well, the blizzard starts again. We can't have that. Maybe you should stay here for a little longer, just to be sure. Bye. Stay tonight. Join me for dinner one last time, and tomorrow I'll bid you farewell. Please. Okay. Splendid. You made me happy. A happy man, YN. I have a few things I must attend to, but I'll see you later. Stay out of trouble, my dear. Before I could mutter any response, he gracefully stood by his chair, with the now awakened Remus trailing him into the kitchen. Now that he was off doing his day's work, I thought it would be my cue to do the same. It was time to find some skeletons hidden under this beautiful garden. I spent most of the morning exploring the endless hallways of the castle. By noon, I was feeling sour and impatient for my failure to find logic in a sea of confusion. I'm never going to find anything in this huge place. Why do rich people have to make everything so complicated? There must be clues in this picture that can lead me to something. I'll take anything at this point. I guess there's the butterflies, but I searched the walls to no end at any butterfly art piece, and have some come up short. But Victor's a polite man. Maybe I couldn't be looking at it as a butterfly. I should be looking at what the butterfly for it represents. Let's see. The butterfly is in a black swordtail is unique to others of its kind for having strikingly dark wings. They're often believed to be a sign of death. I'm guessing the woman in this picture is no longer around. I think butterflies and I think persona. Despite this, there's often believed to also be the sign of new beginnings, the beginning of a life sprouting from the end of another. That must help me in some way, right? As I swallow my sorrow assumptions, I look up to find a tall, beautiful rose in a large gray pot standing opposite to me. I was surrounded by shriveled up rose petals, who I assume were forced like the ones before me, red and beautiful ones, now gray and gone. Wait, that's it, Death and life are represented by the black swordtail. Those flowers have something to do with the meaning of the photo. I'm sure of it. There must be something behind the pot then. To my delight, My thoughts were proven correct. As I moved the large pot, I found an unassuming door that was designed to look like the walls, a thin golden knob piercing from the black walls. With a steady hand and a heartbeat louder than thunder, I gently turned the knob and forced the door open. A long, dark hallway stood before me, and I started walking down it. Always with the hallways in this place, I could barely see anything. I should be used to blindly stumbling around in the dark by now, though. As I made my way through the hallway, I spotted a faint light ahead. In the distance, it was bright and welcoming to my time in the dark. But I knew it would be wary. Who knew what lay ahead of me there? Eventually, I reached a small room adored with stone walls and floor. There were no windows, only stuffy air and darkly lit candles. And what appears to be a thing to sacrifice someone or a coffin. There was only, or technically not coffin, stone coffin. There was only one thing in this room, a stone coffin, and a butterfly motif. I knew I needed answers, but the thought of potentially seeing a dead body made my blood run cold. Well, we went this far, but as I swung the coffin door open, expecting to find the corpse of the woman in the photo, I could see before me was a few abandoned spider webs. What? I don't understand. Isn't this place a place the photo leads to? Aren't you just a curious one? Ah! There you are. I never fancied you, the detective type, my dear. Very impressive. I see you found Eveline's tomb. I built this place just for her. I want us to be able to rest for eternity here together. But she wanted to be buried in the ground, and kindred spirit she was. Eveline? The woman in the photo, darling. A fair beauty, isn't she? Just like you. I'm sick of you speaking riddles, Victor. Tell me what's going on right now. I'll answer all your questions. But let me first tell you a story. I just said, hush, sweetheart. Once upon a time, in a quiet French village, at the far edge of the Alps lived a young boy. The boy was remarkable, and he did remarkable things. He could sense the heartbeat of a wolf miles away and help men with their hunts. He was fast, agile, and strong as can be, being able to lift things twice his own weight, a great help to farmers. He was even handsome and charming, winning the heart of anyone who laid their eyes on him. His wife was that of perfection. But no matter what he did, no matter how many people he knew, it was all the same. The loneliness inside of him grew day by day. No one came home to after a long, stressful day. No one to enjoy a peaceful dinner with, and no one to hold at night when it got too cold. The only problem his supernatural abilities couldn't fix was the one that ruined everything. But then he met a girl, a sweet and wonderful girl, a girl like no other. My Eveline, my heart, my shining star, in a pitiless sky of darkness. They made a home for themselves with a dream of starting a family so that they could never be alone again. His life will finally be perfect. But then, that girl, that sweet and wonderful girl, she was no more. And that was the beginning of the end of everything. But now she's back. I won't let the world ever take her away from me ever again. Oh, my sweet Everline. It's been so many years. But you finally returned to me. I want to know if we say her name as her name, if it would help. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. I kind of just want to. Oh, my sweet Everdeen. Been so many years, but you finally returned to me. What? I know who you are. I knew it from the moment I saw you in the blizzard that fateful day. You're my beloved Everling reincarnated. It's the only reason to explain why you look so much like her. It was also all meant to be. Plot twist, we're just relatives. I'm sorry, Victor, but I'm not her. I'm YN. No, you are, Eveline, in a new form. I know it with every fiber of my being. Faye has brought you back to me. Oh, my darling, I missed you so much. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you again. I flinched at his attempt for a hug and backed away slowly. Although I could see the pained expression across his face, I couldn't help but feel anger in his words. You're delusional. I already told you. I'm not the sweet and wonderful girl from your little story. I'll never be that girl. Everline's gone forever. You have to accept that. I'm sorry. Victor? Victor, are you? If you can't remember, then I guess I'll have to make you remember. Victor suddenly lunged at me with his fangs barreled. Fear, anger, depression, and more were controlled together in his face. Perhaps it was because I was already on edge, but I was somehow able to dodge out of the way in time and race down the hallway and entered through without a single acknowledgement of the fact that I couldn't see anything. What do I do? I have to get out of here. Which way should I go? Damn it, they all look the same. What am I going to do? Ouch! I rammed my hip into an unexpected decorative table, and a tall burning candle that had stood on it fell to the ground with a sudden crash. It caressed the nearby carpet for only a second before it started burning a harsh light. Well, we're gonna die. The fire started getting out of hand and spread fast throughout the hallway. It was only a matter of time before I become one with the flames. Before I could react by either running away or deciding to stop the fire myself, I suddenly felt a strong grip on my neck, yanking me forward. Victor, why are you? Shut up. You think I wanted this? To have you come here by force? To have the one I love the most fear the very mention of my name? I've been alone for so long. I never thought my heart could beat again. Even if you're not Eveline, even if you'll never be her, I can't help but picture the future of you. This house can burn down for all I care. Burn down with all my belongings of priceless pains and unexpected luxuries. How about the cat? I mean, you have to save the cat. But as long as I have you, I'll never have to wonder if my heart's still beating. So, quick question. What if the cat was the reincarnated of your lover? I'm just saying. I love you, Ian. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy, I truly do. And the only way to do that is allow you to see your precious Eveline. So why don't you do me a favor and say hi to her for me? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hey, what are you? Ah! I released Victor's now softened grip on my neck and kicked him backwards into the raging fire before us. His shrill screams of anguish filled the silent hallways until eventually they become silent once more. The only powerful man with a charming smile and a kind eyes now lay before me, a measly pile of ash and remnants of a burn fresh. Rest in peace, Victor. I mean that. Okay, so did we take the cat with us? Because I would take the cat with us. I finally found the exit of the burning castle and walked outside what felt like the first time in weeks. The cold yet refreshing wind blew into my face. I inhaled the fresh air until I heard the familiar sounds of a friend. Meow. We could have killed her. Amorous, thank goodness you're unharmed. It's not safe here anymore. We should get going before the blizzard starts up again. Meow. I'm sorry, Amorous, but Victor won't be joining us. Let's go. Amorous, come on. You're not seriously going to stay here. There's nothing left for you here. We have to go now. If that's not what you want, I can't stop you. Be good girl for me, precious, okay? Meow. With a final pet of her head, I started making my way over the fierce Alps to find help for my village. I traveled further and further away from the burning remains of the castle until the only part of that could be seen was in my memories. True ending. Thank you for playing. Okay, let's instead take the teddy bear. What secrets can a cute little bear hold? A lot more than I bargained for, probably. I slept uneasy for the rest of the night. The feeling of vulnerability crowding every inch of my mind like a terrible fortune. The feeling of being watched. Okay, I'm gonna skip now. Until now. I can't get over how adorable this little guy is. I'm guessing you don't have a name yet. I'll call you Roosevelt. Well, that actually makes perfect sense when you realize teddy bear. If you don't know it already, teddy bears were invented, named after Teddy Roosevelt, like a U.S. president, because he loved bears and hunting them. I think it was hunting. So when they made it, they named it Teddy Bear. Get it? Because you got a rose? I suddenly feel like he's judging me. I was poor growing up, and our village was pretty isolated. What I wouldn't have done to get a toy like this I would have been the happiest child. Despite my background, it was such a sweet and magical time, one that went by far too quickly. I didn't think I'll ever be as happy as I once was when the only thing I had to worry about was passing the next school test or making time to play with my friends. Yep, I think that's enough of graying an essential crisis for one day. Now back to Roosevelt. Looks hand-stitched, not the type of toy where there are thousands like it, produced from the same factory. Did Victor make this? It certainly seems like something he'll do. I wonder if he made it. I wonder if he made for anyone in particular, a child perhaps? But I haven't seen anyone else here. Strange. It's nice to go outside and get some fresh air. But where should I go from here? It must have something to do with roses. That doesn't really narrow my options down in this place, though. Meow. Amorous, I thought you were Victor. What are you doing here? Meow, meow, meow. I can't play with you right now. Perhaps I'm trying... Precious, I think I'm trying to figure out something out here. Meow. I'll be with you. I'll be with you now. Please, just sit still for a moment. Meow, 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 meow. She's basically trying to do the meow mix, not the meow mix. Meow now. Amorous, pipe down, or I'll. Being broken from my tiz of thoughts made me rise. What the cat was trying to show me. She was circling a small yet bright rose bed, with blood red within, flowers within. Devoured by curiosity, I made my way over the bushes. Could this lead me to the answers to all my questions? I lightly stroked Amber's back as a sign of appreciation for her help and bent down to the level of the rosebed. Whatever I was trying to find was underneath its deceitful decorations. But then I noticed the roses, and my blood ran cold. The blood that could sense that I was already made contact with an abnormal creation. Those thorns. I hesitated for a moment. I knew what I had to do. If I wanted to find the logic, I wanted to be the light. I had to do it. Find the light. I had to do it. A second later, I grabbed the rose and pulled them up from the ground. Ah! The thorns crashed into my icy, paper-thin skin, and finally realized what true pain felt like. The feeling of helplessness and defeat that screwed every inch of my fragile human body. The sting of tears that filled my eyes and then fell down my cheeks. I wanted to stop. I needed to stop, but I couldn't. Not after the idea that I could finally find answers, find hope. I could never got the luxury after the delicacy of the village, the delicacy of the decay of the village, the decay of my mind. Nothing was going to stop me from receiving the fruits of my unappreciated labor. And that's when I saw it. What was that? There's something sticking out of the ground. I must dig it out at once. Ah! Well, that's a human body. Is that what I think it is? It can't be. Is it is it Aveline? Victor, he would never was being that charming and romantic poet facade. Looks really can be deceiving. How could I be so foolish? Nothing good ever comes from meeting a stranger out in the middle of nowhere. I need to get out of here before I'm next. After what felt like hours worth of slumber, I slowly opened my eyes. My head was screaming with anguish as if it had been hit over with something heavy and wooden. A swing any harder, and I would have shattered it. After my intentional empathy, I suddenly realized that I couldn't move my limbs. There was no denying it. I was strapped to a bed of some sort. Even to this day, I wish that swing to my head did that in my miserable existence right then and there. But life doesn't always give us the things we want. Where am I? Help someone! Please help me, please! Please help me! Well, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Sorry, I just had to say that. What do you want from me? Don't struggle. Hey, it's okay. My dear, don't cry those bare tears. It breaks my heart to see you like this. Don't be afraid. You're safe here. Don't come any closer. Let me go right now. I'm afraid I can't do that. Not yet, at least. Look at you, my sweet lion. You hurt. There are splinters. scars and gashes all over your perfect body. You don't have to worry though. I'm here to take care of you like I was always meant to. Hey, what are you? Victor knelt beside my chamber of straps and bondage and gently kissed me. His one fang teasing my lower lip. When I tried to move, he grabbed my shoulders and pushed me back down and was dragged to be completely under him. Only after a few minutes did he finally lift his head away from mine. I'll never let anyone ever hurt you again. I may never be the man you deserve, but I will try. I will try even today. Try every day for the rest of my life. My darling, my wonderful, perfect YN. I'll never let you go ever again. That's a promise. Ending 5, together forever. Okay, now I'm going to take the poem. I did have to change it where I had to ask about his parents instead. He told us that he was a vampire. And take the poem. What secrets can a piece of paper hold? A lot more than I bargained for, probably. I slept uneasy for the rest of the night, the feeling of vulnerability clouding every inch of my mind like a terrible frustration. The feeling of being watched. You never get skip until we're right here. I was never one for poetry. Metaphors and similes be damned. I may not know Victor all that well, but he seems like a man who would make the simplest task into a string of nonsense. This poem only serves my assumptions correct. It references a rose at least twice. That must mean something, right? Roses, roses, roses. Wait, that's it. The rose garden in the back of the house. I must go there at once. It's nice to go outside and get some fresh air. But where should I go from here? Okay, now I can skip. Now we're here. Wait, I almost forgot. He's a vampire, right? He'll smell me a mile away if I keep this blood on me. I need to clean it up at once and get out of this cursed place as soon as possible. He's also a vampire, so I mean, give him a free pass for this, okay? For the rest of the day, I tried to find an opening for escape, but it was just never the right time. Eventually the night fell, and I had to make my way to the dining room before Victor could notice my absence. It was a chill night with light snow, and I knew it would be the perfect weather to run away in. Victor was in the kitchen, probably cooking up in their monstrosity, and I sat down by the table and patiently waited for him. After a moment, he walked out and spotted me. His eyes lit up, as though they haven't been seeing me for years. He silently sat down next to me, a little too close. Well, to be fair, he thinks we're Aveline. YN, I'm so happy to see you. I hope you had a good day. It was a day, that was for sure. That's for sure. I've also been quite busy today. So much so that I haven't gone to ask you something. Were you in my room at any point of the day? What? Were you asking me? Why are you asking that? Oh, it's alright if you did. This place is much of yours as it is mine. I just seem to have misplaced one of the trinkets. I was wondering if you maybe seeing it lying around somewhere. I wasn't sure if he was onto me or completely obvious to the situation. Either way, I knew I had to come clean. Actually, Victor, I was the one who took it. I'm sorry, I should have asked, but I guess my curiosity got the better of me. I wouldn't ask, though. I was walking around the garden earlier by the rose bed, and I found some skeletons. I would assumed they're real, of course. Th- that would be preposterous. I was just wondering if they were Halloween decorations or maybe even. Nope, they're real. It's like, yeah, I'm a vampire. What do you expect? Oh, so so why do you have real skeletons in your garden? They make a they make they make for good fertilizer. Well, I'm kidding. There were nobodies, just some random people that seeked refuge from the blizzard, that's all. Like us. Didn't know we would be in a skeleton. Oh, I think I see the problem. Don't worry, my dear. It would never harm you in any 100 years. And I'm 100. You're nothing like them. They were posers, fakes. They took one look at a handsome stranger and wanted to bed me. Like, I see ya, but I wouldn't try a bed ya until I always add a couple of dates with ya. Like I ever want to be with them. They no shame. There's only one person I would ever let touch my heart, along with other parts of me. Like you're thinking, you're definitely thinking, and they're right beside me. Huh? We just met. Lion, we've only met each other for a few days, but I already feel like we were meant to be. Every dream, every fantasy, every morning, and every night, I want you there with me. I love you. I want to make you happy. I'll be to be the reason for your smiles, your love, and your pleasure. Okay, give me Pokemon. I want to spend the rest of eternity with you, my darling. Please let me tell me you feel the same way. Okay, reject his confession. Are you serious right now? I'll never be with you. Victor's eyes grew big. He moved away from me, ever so slightly. I had never seen a man before me more shattered than he was. What? He murdered innocent people, and for the most foolish reason, too. It would be a shame to be with someone that cruel and that stupid. No, don't you see, my dear? Those people were standing in the way of you being in my arms again. I had to get rid of them. I would kill anyone for you because I love you. I did this all for you. There's no us. I barely even know you. I don't understand why you're doing it. After everything I've done for us to be together again, why are you pushing me away? Why won't you just let me love you, Evelyn? You're insane. I'm getting my stuff and then I'm leaving. Just leave me alone. In that moment, I was just fire and rage bound by flesh. I never had been so fierce and heartbroken and terrified all at once. And right as I was about to storm out of the room, I took a peek at Victor's distraught face. It was painted with pure agony as he about to drop dead. But there was something else, something inhumane and now mystic. Who knew what dark thoughts was running for his head? Unfortunately, I would soon find out. I gathered everything I could find that was mine and threw it all in my trusty bag. I considered jumping out of the window and risking a long fall to the ground, but I knew even snow couldn't prevent me from snapping my body like a twig. Well, I learned that from Natalia. Yeah, don't. Even though I hid Victor, I still felt the need to bid Amherst farewell. She was just as so innocent in all this, and I haven't seen her in the last few hours. I wish I had just left right then and there. Amherst, are you here? Hello? Precious, here, kitty kitty. Psst, psst, Amherst, No, no, Amherst. What happened? Amherst, what was left of her, laying on the stone floor. Her body was covered in cold blood and stood bright against her dark coat. Did he kill Amherst? Okay, I go Buffy on him. Her eyes were glossy and open, and for a very first time ever, she looked scared, betrayed, heartbroken. All for her welcoming mouths and friendly noses and uzzes were replaced by dark silence. They had played a wicked irony on her. A creature start its life with shut eyes and happy smiles and frightened scowls and dead eyes. Amherst, please tell me you're okay. Please, no. Why? Who would have done such a thing to you? Done this to you? There's no use crying over spilt milk, darling. Whale, grabs steak and I'm gonna stab him in the heart. He will spill blood in this instant. And then he learned because you attack cat, I kill. I will kill. I'll be out for blood. The vampire's blood. Victor, how could you do this to her? She loved you. All she ever wanted was a home, a family. What could she have possibly done to deserve this? Victor's mocking smile faded and was placed with a tense gaze. It took him a moment, but he eventually answered the question with spine-chilling empathy. She was a waste of space, a temporary solution to an underlies permanent problem. She wanted a family, but so did I. The arrangement was one that benefited both of us, but now I no longer have use for her. And yeah, you're now my worst favorite, Yandere. You are. You kill cat. I choose violence. How now that I have you, didn't you hear me the first time? I couldn't kill anyone for you, my beloved. The unholy beast before me stalked towards me, the knife in his hand, catching my attention, covered with Amherst's blood. He wasn't going to kill me. I knew that. So did he. But I couldn't let him get away with this. The only thing that's to stop him was getting what he'd want. Is to destroy what he wants, and that was me. As soon as he was in the appropriate proximity, I grabbed his wrist and twisted it with force to yelp a pain of him, and he dropped the knife. This was the only time to spare. I grabbed the knife and brought it to my neck, and I could remember. All I saw was my last breath was a river of crimson spurting from my neck, and Victor losing all what was left of his sanity, yelling out to me to stop. Maybe in another life things could have worked out differently. Maybe we could have had a remarkable love story. One only like the ones in the fairy tales. Sharing dinner with friends and family, having Amherst lie in our feet as we sat beside the calming fire, and spending and turning in lovely simpleness. But not in this one. Fate had decided so, ending for fate's fool. Now I'll accept his confession, just so Amherst could live. I'm sure. Really? Oh, thank you. You have no idea what this means to me. I'm going to give you the best life. Just you wait. You know what? This calls for a celebration. I'll make deer tonight. Please don't. Please have to cook it. And plus I don't want Alistair. With his large grin that showed off his daily veins, he threw himself onto me and pulled me into a tight but loving embrace. His breath was warm against my neck, and all tension faded. My Everlane, our dream can finally be fulfilled, and we'll be never apart ever again. I'll make sure of that. Ending free, love's limit. So I'm going to end it here for today. If you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help out, and comment below. And I'll see you guys next time. And hopefully I will eventually go and do endings 1 and 2. It's just doing his dialogue did hurt my throat a little bit. So I'll see you guys next time.